Hey narrator,
What's up?
do you mind telling our lovely audience what we're going to be baking today?
Today, Hannah will be making homemade Oreos.
And why are we baking?
Hannah is stress baking due to people acting stupid. Yikes!
Do your thing, narrator.
You will need flour, black cocoa powder, some salt, baking soda, butter, sugar, baking powder, and 1 large egg. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Grab a baking sheet and some parchment paper and set aside for later. Start by adding in 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour into your bowl. Then, oh, there she goes again with the ASMR and smelling everything. Now add in 1/2 cup of the black cocoa into the bowl. Hello? Add in 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Boop. Carefully add in a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now add 1 cup of sugar, my favorite. Wonderful. Add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Attach your bowl to your standing mixer. Grab your paddle attachment, attach to your mixer, and then turn on your mixer to a medium-ish speed. Next, add in your 10 tablespoons of butter one at a time, and try not to make a mess. Crack your large egg into the bowl. Mix until your dough combines and is no longer sticky. And now for a taste test, because why not? By the look on her face, it's safe to say the dough tastes like Oreos. Next, grab 2 sheets of parchment paper. 1 sheet will go on your hard surface, and the other will go on top of your dough. Once the top sheet is over your dough, press down on your dough and begin to flatten. You may need a rolling pin. This part requires patience and trusting the process. What's happening?
So we had a technical difficulty.
What
I just had to do was put this dough that was on the counter on the parchment paper back in the bowl, add some more flour to it because my dough was just a little bit too sticky and it wasn't supposed to be sticky.
Breathe, woman!
And those are just one of those things that I felt needed to be included in this video. So anyway, the dough is less sticky now. I think it should be good to roll and flatten out. Let's get back to it.
Bravo, Hannah. Way to be real and transparent with your audience. As we all know, no one is perfect, no matter how they appear online. Now, Hannah is putting her dough back over the parchment paper. She's making sure to scrape out every bit from the bowl, and even off of the spatula. Oh, Hannah! She's now placing the parchment sheet over her dough. Then gets her rolling pin, attempts to clean it off, gets annoyed, and then proceeds to flatten out her dough. Once her dough was flattened out, she took her cookie cutter and cut out circles to make the Oreo. She went to plate her dough for some reason, but forgot she had set aside a baking sheet with parchment paper on it. I don't think stress baking is for Hannah. Many eye rolls, heavy sighs, and camera bumps later. Good job, Hannah. Next, place the Oreo dough circles into the refrigerator for 10 minutes. Then place right into your preheated oven for 9 to 12 minutes. Grab some powdered sugar, salt, and butter to make the delicious filling. As you can see in these next clips, Hannah is just a tad bit overstimulated. In a separate bowl, oops. I'm not sure about the measurements of vanilla here, so just add whatever looks good to you. Then mix the butter and vanilla together using the paddle attachment. This is also where Hannah's lack of attention to detail begins to show up. She should have used a larger bowl. She's got no more fucks to give. She got it on right this time. Very good. Always learning from her mistakes. Now cream your butter and vanilla together. Once your butter and vanilla are combined, it's time to add in your powdered sugar. You'll be adding 2 cups of powdered sugar, but only add them in one at a time, mixing well in between. Hannah is pouring in the 2nd cup slowly while her mixer is going. Allow your mixture to combine until your buttercream begins to form. Let's see how it tastes. You know that look. Hannah has once again surprised herself at baking from scratch. Now she's adding in 1/4 a teaspoon of salt. Why? No idea, but let's keep watching. Hannah has surprised herself. Again, once your buttercream frosting looks like this, it's time to create your Oreo cookie. All of that work just to make some homemade Oreos. But is it worth it? Yes, because you don't have to wait on the government for better food. And that is always a win. The feeling of accomplishment has never tasted better. I stand corrected. Enjoy these with your preferred milk, and enjoy feeling just a little bit better than the rest of society. Way better than store-bought. And now my job here is done.